You do have to be honest about something because I got crushed on my stance for Russ forever, right? I said when he was in Seattle, I think he's fantastic. I think he's the reason that they win primarily. Now, obviously, we see now that he's gone. Pete Carroll's a great coach, and that he had a big part to do with that as well. But I called for Russ to win the MVP one year. I mean, I think he's a future Hall of Fame level player, although I think he's out of his prime now. But I do think he is a future Hall of Fame, level quarterback. Again, I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with him at this stage. That might be out the window at this point, but I do think against average to below average teams, I think he's going to be a very good quarterback. Now, again, against really good defense in the playoffs on the road, like they would need to do eventually to win the Super Bowl or even get there. I'm not sure he's going to go on the road and beat a Buffalo defense or anybody from the AFC North really, probably the Ravens or Cincy. He's not ready for that. He's not going to get that. But let's be honest about Russ this year. He's completing 66% of his throws, 4 touchdowns to 1 pick. He's got 16 TDs, 4 picks, pass rating of 102. The only catch is he's averaging 201 yards per game. A little bit low. But if I'm getting that efficiency, the experience of Russ, right? He's been around the league, experienced, and since Sean Payton's come in, not a ton of noise. If I get that, I don't need 300 plus. I don't need a Herbert level stat line. Give me 2 touchdowns, no picks, 194 yards, complete 30 of 38. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Now, our prediction of 10-7 for them, probably a little bit crazy. I don't think they'd get there. Did we revise that to 9-8? Maybe. I don't know. Either way, we had them as an above 500 team. I'm not sure they get there. I think they dug themselves too much of a hole. But you don't think that's an 8-win team? Right now, they're 3-5. You don't think that's an 8-win team? At least? You could even look towards 9. I think it is. Look at the schedule. I don't think it's crazy. You get Josh Allen and Herbert twice. That's going to suck, and you get the Lions. Right? So if you can win one of those games, maybe you get one of the Herbert games. It's a divisional opponent. You've seen them twice. They go 2 Mile High. It's late in the year. Who knows? Might be snowing. We don't even know about Brandon Staley. There's a real possibility he could get outcoached by Sean Payton. So you probably split with them. So could you go 1-3 in those games? But then other than that, who do they have? You got whoever Minnesota's backup is going to be, because Kirk's now out with that torn Achilles. So you have whoever Minnesota's starting. That's probably a win. You got Mac Jones, the awful Raiders, and P.J. Walker for Cleveland. Or if actually worse for Cleveland, if you get Deshaun Watson back. I think you'd rather have P.J. Walker keep going, or you can get Deshaun Watson back. I think all of those are very, very winnable games, and I would argue I would pick them in all of those games. So I don't think they're a very good team. I don't even think they're a good team. Are they an above-average team? Absolutely. I do see 7, 8. You could argue me into 9 wins. Which, if you told them that after they got ran for 70 in Miami, I think they'd take it. If you said, hey, I know you guys got ran by 50, you lost 70-20, but you're going to win 8 games this year, I think they'd be like, sign me up. Yep, sign it up. They were 1-5 at one point. They've now won 2 straight. I think they would take it. I really do. And now on the flip side of that game, because I do think this was one of the most important games of the weekend in terms of, scope and looking ahead for the rest of the year. On the flip side, I do think the Chiefs have an issue. I'm not 100% sure it's solvable. Their receivers lead football in drops. Lead all of the league in drops. I mean, let the local kid, Sky Moore, total bust. He just can't play. He's not an NFL receiver. Punt returner, sure. Gadget guy, yeah, maybe. He's not a legitimate 1, 2, 3. I would argue probably not even a 4 in this league. I don't see that. Kadarius Toney's not very good. Rasheed Rice is too young to tell. Marquez Valdez-Scantling was never really good unless it was with Aaron Rodgers, and he's pretty washed. Not Rodgers, MVS. So that's a problem. But realistically, if you said coming into this year, right, you said, well, the Chiefs might take a slight step back, but I think it's going to be in their passing game. I think their defense is going to be better. Their offensive line is going to be really good. They're going to be able to run the football. I have a concern with their passing game and them throwing the football. I'd say, okay, they're going to figure it out, right? If you said, give me any problem the Chiefs could have, if you said, hey, it's Mahomes in the offense with Andy Reid, I'd say, okay. I'll take that any day over a defense that gives up 30 a game, over a bad offensive line. Right? That's a good problem to have. And I'm still pretty confident that whenever push comes to shove, right, playoffs, on the road, back against the wall, I think Mahomes and company, they're going to figure that out. They're going to figure the passing game out. It's certainly an issue to keep your eye on, but that's I don't know if they ever get back to Tyreek Hill level form. But are they going to be good? Yeah, I think they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. They're still the number 1 team in the AFC. They're still going to go ahead and win 11, 12, 13 games. They're going to be fine. It's definitely something to keep your eye on. So to sum up here, Denver, not a bad spot to be in. Really not a bad spot. I think you can get clarity now. Hey, I think we can move forward with Russ. Is it maybe for the next 5 years? Maybe not. Is he your quarterback next year? Probably. Yeah, probably. He's 4 touchdowns to 1 pick. You send that out of the building, that's like the Colts sending Carson Wentz out of the building after, 27 touchdowns, 7 picks? Like, okay, grow up. Like, that's a good stat line. You just quit making your decision with emotion and actually look at the facts. So in Denver, they'll be fine. Are they Super Bowl winners? No. Chiefs, they'll be fine. They'll figure out that offense. If their worst problem is Mahomes' production, I think they're fine. I think they're going to be fine.
I was shocked by that game this week.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely a surprise.
I mean, it was insane. And from Denver's perspective, at least you have something good to build on and start going off of for the rest of the year. It's a big win. You're still stuck with Russ for a long time because of that contract. There's no way out. So you better hope that he starts playing better.
Well, as you said, I'm arguing it's not a bad thing to be stuck to him. No, again, is he the contract? 5 years? I think.
Yeah, I'd like to see some sample size.
Do I? Yeah. Well, yeah. Do I think for 5 years he's going to be really good? Probably not. But is he your quarterback next year? Yeah.
He's going to have to be.
Well, I mean, you could in theory get out of it because it's not like the Deshaun where it's fully guaranteed. You could in theory get out of it, although it would be tough.
Either way, great win for Denver this week, huh?
Yeah, good win.
Let's go. We're gonna